Time to get your fix. Come on down, get your horrible gaming review. 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 Ow!
Hello, my name is Zachariah, and you have tuned into, for whatever reason, another horrible game review. So before we get into it today, a couple of disclaimers. Number one, the word horrible in the title of this content does not actually refer to the game or DLC that I am reviewing. Instead, it refers to the actual content itself, being that I do snap judgment reviews here. I get 5 to 10 hours with the game usually, and I'm just trying to tell you whether you're going to have fun with it right off the bat. Number two, I don't give scored reviews for my games. I don't believe in scored reviews. I believe gaming is one of the most subjective forms of art, and therefore, I will give you an overview of what the game is. Then I will tell you the pros and the cons of the game from my point of view, as all reviews are, and then I will tell you whether or not I'm going to stick with this game for the long haul. So I'm just trying to give you a feel of whether or not you would want to play this game. So, with all that out of the way, what am I reviewing today? Well, there hasn't been a lot of new games this week. Not any ones that I can get my hands on anyway. So I decided to do one that I play a lot that I never actually got the chance to review. We have done some content for it on this channel. Actually, all of my solo streams, I've played it. And we also did a 3-episode stint with my wife on Prelude to Divorce. I urge you to go check those out. Sorry for the soft plug, but we're doing Fantastic Passion and Game Grumps 2D side-scrolling Battle Royale game, Soviet Jump game. It released this year, some time ago. It was in beta for a while before. So what is this as far as Battle Royales go? Well, you log in. The story is something to do with Russia. I mean, really, that's it. Like, you're in Russia and Stalin hates you, so he wants you all to jump on each other's heads. I mean, the story is really not what you're coming to this game for. What you're coming to this game for is the Battle Royale part is you load into this lobby. There's always 50 of you. And then after a timer counts down to 0, it's usually about a 2-minute wait. You then get put into kind of this, like, you don't have an airplane to jump out of. You have all these warp pipes that you can jump into and kind of ready yourself up at that. Then it counts down. You all get dropped into this huge map with, I think, 6 or 7 different biomes in it. And it's all side-scrolling. What's interesting about it is there's actually 2 levels to every area. So if you hit a warp pipe, it kind of takes you to a sub-level. And each sub-level is a different biome from the upper level. So, like, an example is you might be in the construction area biome where you're running through like high jumps, beams, and construction outfits, and then go through the warp pipe, and you'll end up in the water below and have to like swim around and avoid electrified seaweed and big explosive bomb. The idea behind this game, as with all battle royales, is be the last 2D sprite standing at the end of the game. How do you do this? Well, just like your say Mario's, there are boxes all over the place that when you hit them, a couple of different types of things can come out. First, you can just get a coin, which we'll talk about the coins in a second. You can also get an NPC bad guy, which are kind of like this game's version of like Goombas or Koopa Troopas. Or you can get a power-up. There are multiple different power-ups, everything ranging from a baseball bat that sends your opponent flying but doesn't actually do damage, to a battery that acts like a fire flower. Once you get these power-ups, you can also have one power-up back up above, which you can hit select at any point to have drop down and collect. Be wary, though. Opponents can actually collect it as it's dropping if they get to it before you, so you have to be strategic when you drop it. Much like your Mario game, if you have a power-up, you're big. If you take any damage, you drop down to small and lose whatever power-up you have. And if you take any damage when you're small, you are eliminated, destroyed, killed, whatever. There are also a host of environmental hazards such as falling Stalin heads, spikes, lava, whatever there is. In fact, including what's called the pain wall, which is this game's version of the closing arena. Basically, the pain wall starts, and since this is 2D, even though you can move back and forth between areas, it's still 2D. The pain wall starts at an area and moves in either direction out from that area, which you can see all of this on a small one-dimensional map at the very bottom. It's not even much of a map. It's just kind of like a big line and shows you where you are on it. If you touch the pain wall, you immediately die. Doesn't matter what kind of power-ups you have. It's just this big spiky wall that destroys everything in its wake. Now, should you manage to get to be the last two, and for whatever reason you guys can't actually find each other, both of you can accept a duel in which you both drop into this kind of like wrestling ring biome and fight it out one final time with whatever you had collected. Otherwise, you're the last one standing. That's what you're trying to do. As with every Battle Royale, you have these daily civic duties that you're trying to complete for experience points, and then of course you're leveling up to get customizable options like picking a different skin, picking a different sound effect when you run, and a lot of them are very comical. You can play as Aaron Hansen or Dan Avidan as well. You can unlock those skins, all sorts of stuff like that. So that's it. I mean, it's a battle royale. It's simple and straightforward. Just survive, jump on other people's heads, or hit them with the power-ups. Do whatever you got to do. And it's a lot of fun. So let's go ahead and get into the pros and cons. So we'll start with the pros. I always like to go positive first. The number one pro is, and I'm actually going to kind of bundle a couple together because they all kind of fit in the same thing, is this thing is quick to download, easy to play and understand, and quick to get in and out of matches. So what I mean by that is the download is megabytes and very small amount of megabytes. It'll download for any basic PC pretty fast. If you got a souped up PC, it's basically downloaded the minute you click on it. It's also free to play, which is even better. They get all of their money from in-game purchases that you may or may not make for cosmetics. Easy to understand? It is. It's easy to understand. All the power-ups, there's a little trick figuring out what power-up equals what from Mario, but if you've ever played Mario, you know just about what everything does here. There's a couple of different extra bigger ones and a little bit of surprises, but they're so quick and easy to pick up. This game has 3 buttons, really. You can use the directional pad or the analog, and yeah, you've got a run button, which is also your action button, and a jump button. That's it. And then easy to get out of by, I mean, I've won games that only lasted 4 minutes and 15 seconds. It's really easy to just like, I've got a few minutes to kill. I want to play a game. I can't boot up Horizon Zero Dawn and get stuck into a 40 to 50 minute side mission. So I boot this up. I can play a couple of rounds and be done in 15 minutes. It's absolutely awesome. And for anybody who just doesn't have a ton of time and only has a little bit to just like get a little gaming in, this is definitely one for you. All right, with those out of the way, let's move to cons. What are the downsides of this game? Look, I love this game a lot. It's hard to come up with cons, but in fairness, there are a couple. Number one, the amount of time you spend in a lobby is a little ridiculous. And don't get me wrong, I know you got to wait for other people to come in, but usually it's like a full 2 minutes, and we'll have 50 people within the first 40 seconds. I don't understand why the minute you don't have the 50 people, you don't immediately load in. I don't know why you still have to wait out that 2 minutes. Maybe that's a server or a technical issue. Like a technical reason they do that, but it's a little irritating when I see that counter of players go up to 50 people like instantaneously, and I'm still just like running around this lobby for another minute and 30 seconds. It's a little ridiculous, but a minor gripe to say the least. My number two is because this game is so fast paced and just like everything is very precise because it's that kind of 2D platformer, any sort of lag really, really messes with you. Now, if you go back and watch any of my streams, there's been a couple of times where it's very like, okay, very obviously lag, got somebody there or got me, or like somebody will be below me and then all of a sudden they'll be on top of me and I'll be dead because the game just like, even with the small amount of data that it's doing, it just has to be so precise because of what it is, that sometimes it falls a little behind on that. And you just have to kind of like prepare yourself that every once in a while you're going to die and you're going to be like, I didn't touch that spike, or that guy was below me, and you're just going to have to just load right in and move on. Although I will say load times are really fast and game's really quick, so it's not like you're going to have a lot of time to dwell on it. My last thing, and I don't know that I'd want to see this corrected, but I feel like I need to mention it as a con just because of, a lot of people out there might see it as one, is there's no sort of team participation in this game. There's no duos, trios, or squads. It's just you. Now, you can party up with a friend, and I've never partied up with a friend. I don't know if you always end up getting matched in the same match or not, but there is definitely a party up option in the game, but there is no way to actually play in cooperation with that person or any of the other people in there, other than, basically cheating. So I don't know. I feel like that's kind of a missed opportunity. I mean, I'm not sure how it would work or what it would look like. I don't know that I'd love it, but I think playing with one other person, like a duo, would be really interesting, and to see how this would work as a team game would be very, very interesting. So I think that's kind of a missed opportunity. I think they need to add some sort of like team-based stuff to really have the game take off a little bit. That's it for the cons. So let's go right to whether or not I'm going to stick with it. And hell yes, man. I'm great at this game, and I love it. I enjoy it. There's a strategy to it. It's quick. It's easy to get in. It's easy to get out. I haven't met anybody who's like toxic or messaged me afterwards or anything crazy like that. It's just a lot of fun, and it makes you giggle sometimes when you see some stuff. Like I unlocked Putin basically the other day, and a lot of the characters are very funny. So yeah, I'm gonna stick with it. I will probably be playing this game until I can't play this game anymore, at least a little bit. Like, it'll probably never be my main game, but it'll probably always be there and being played a little bit. So, all right, I hope you guys enjoyed this review, and I hope it helped you in some way. I do got to say, Fantastic Passion and Game Grumps, this is a phenomenal game. I love it. I hope it doesn't go away anytime soon. And yeah, so hopefully that helped you guys. I'm sorry this is a little bit of an older game, but this is one that I've always regretted not being able to review in the past. So I didn't have anything really new to do, so I just decided to take a swing at an older favorite. So hopefully that one, you guys like that one. And as usual, you can contact us on Facebook at Old Man Gaming DH, on Twitter at Old Man Gaming 9. You can join our Discord. The link will be in the description below. And of course, as long as you guys keep watching and listening, we will keep making this. Please like, share, subscribe, tell your friends, and we will see you guys next week.